2 months I have a wedding booked. It's paid, it's real, and I will shoot the whole wedding with my Sony. That's solid, that's covered, and that's professional. But this couple, they asked for this film look, this medium format look, for a few frames that feel different from everything else. And a promise is a promise. The Sony A7 IV is coming to that wedding. That's it. It's a great camera, it's fast autofocus, it's reliable, so that's a given. So here is the problem. The film back is new to me. I have shot 7 frames so far, and I have absolutely no idea if it works, if there's any light leaks or anything else that can mess up the film. And that I won't know until I get the film roll back from the lab. And then we have this one, the Sekonic L398. It's completely different compared to my app on the phone, and I never used this one in a real photo shoot before until today, because today I'm going to use both of these together for the first time. And I'm going to a building that has survived everything this town has thrown at it. Feels like the right place to test this combination out and see if I can trust it. So this is Ödbergska gården. It's built around 1700-ish, and that's even before this town ever existed. So when Örnsköldsvik was founded in 1842, this house was moved. It was picked up and relocated because someone thought it was worth it. In 1912, a bank wanted the land the house was standing on. They were going to tear it down. A local group of people said no and moved it here, to this place, where it's been ever since. Then in the 1990s, the city decided it was just a cost, almost sold it off, and again, people protested. They even formed a society especially to save this building, and they did. So this building has been moved twice, nearly demolished twice, and it's still here. And that's pretty cool that something has survived that much. It's a little bit like film photography. Everyone thought it was gone, but here it is in 2026. Okay, here we go. The Sekonic light meter and the app on my phone. Let's see. Start with the phone and ISO 200. And I have F16 at the moment because it's really sunny outside. And if I point to the house, it reads roughly 150 of a second, or an EV value of 14. Take the Sekonic, take a reading, and let's see. It gives me at F16 at 250 of a second. So that's roughly, I think it's one stop almost. This one says it's brighter, but here's the thing though, they are not measuring in the same way. My phone measuring reflecting light from the building. The Sekonic, it measures light falling on to the building. And in theory, that's actually more accurate. It's less influenced by whether your subject is bright or dark. But this light meter is roughly 40 years old. The cell inside of this dome could be degraded. The needle maybe doesn't work properly. But I will go with the Sekonic because using the phone it's fine. But for me it feels like distraction to use the phone because I have to unlock the screen, I have to start the app again, and maybe someone calls or texts me or any other notification pops up on the screens. It's a distraction. And also I really do want to learn how to use a light meter properly. And also the only way to know if I can trust my gear on the wedding day is to actually use it. Still same reading as before. I will set the camera on. Yeah. F16 and 250 of a second. It will give me an EV value of 16. I have that on the camera and on the Sekonic as well. And I have to say that that's actually one benefit of using this old system, because you can get the EV reading straight from the Sekonic and you have it on the lens on the Hasselblad as well. So as long as I stay on EV16, I can change the aperture and the shutter speed and it will always stay at EV16. So that's a good feature if you want to be quick. But now, wasted one frame. So let's go for the real one here. Let's focus on the door. Let's see if we can get some other. Thinking of taking a picture of this statue as well. On his nose, still the same, nothing has changed. Frame number 11, and I think I'm going a little bit closer to the texture of the wall and see if I can capture some of this old building. Well, the last frame, frame number 12. The wedding is in 2 months, and whatever's on this roll is going to tell me whether I can walk into that church with this camera and actually deliver what I promise. Well, the Sony, that one is covered, so I will have great pictures from the wedding to show the couple. But these film frames, those extra frames they paid for, the ones that's supposed to carry something that digital files cannot, well, those depends on whatever comes back from the lab. All right, let's go. And for the last frame, to try to cover the side of the building, and actually going to meter somewhere between the darkest part that's closest to the wall and the sun. Because when you're taking a picture with film, you should try to cover for the darkest areas, because film can handle highlights much better than digital can. So always go for the darkest part, because you don't want that washed out greenish tint that you can get if you're underexposed on those areas. So I took a reading in the light and in the shadow, and that will place me somewhere in the middle, maybe a little bit to the dark side of the reading. And it gives me, let's see, 80, so we will have a roughly EV14. So then we can decide. I will still go for f16. Can change the shutter speed until we got to EV14 on the lens, and it says f16 and 60th of a second, and 60 of a second is quite slow. So if I just go to 125 of a second, it will give me an f11. I'm still at EV14, so I'm good to go. Last frame. Let's see. Yeah, this time I did put the dark slide in, so I won't accidentally trigger the shutter. So now I'm ready. So let's focus. Somewhere around there is perfect. Let's go. Woo. That sound is just amazing. The shutter, the advanced, it's just satisfying. Done. And whatever I did wrong or right, it's on the film now. And this one goes now to the lab. And we wait. You know what I love about shooting film? It's that I've been walking around here today with just a few frames left on the roll, and I thought about every single one of them, and I thought about them longer than usually, because digital gives you a safety net. You shoot thousands of pictures and you can be sure that you find one that is good. With film, you commit before you take the picture, if that makes sense. And that's because every time you press the shutter, it costs you something. And that is exactly why I think it belongs at a wedding. Not because it's safer, because it's not, but because the discipline it demands, it makes you a better photographer. You stop and you think, you look at the light, you decide. And I want to be honest now, because I think it matters. When people hear film wedding photographer, they sometimes imagine someone gambling the whole day on analog, and that's not what's going to happen here. Because I have the Sony with me, and it's going to be my workhorse for the day. It's going to capture all the beautiful of the day, and I can rely on it. But these two people asked for more than just tech sharp pictures. They asked for soul, and that is what this camera is for. And a broken promise is a broken promise. Even if it's just a bonus for them, I don't wanna promise something that I can't deliver. This building almost disappeared twice. Both times someone saved it. Today I pointed a 17-year-old camera and I asked a 40-year-old light meter how to expose correctly. And I think that's a little beautiful in that story, with this old house surviving, these old techniques still being used to this day. It's a little bit kind of cool when I think about it that way. But there is one thing that I'm coming back to though. Film is the soul of this, and I wouldn't trade it. But for a wedding, a day cannot be repeated. There is a version of this that would make me sleep better. Hasselblad, if someone from your team is watching this, you build something extraordinary with the 500 series, the lens, the modular system, the whole ritual of using it. But my heart and my sleep would really appreciate the CFV digital back as a backup, so I can chase the art on film and keep the story on a card. Just putting it out there. All right, so the roll is going to the lab. The Sekonic is either my new best friend or a 40-year-old liar. I genuinely don't know yet. And the film back, it either works or it doesn't. 2 months. And I will cover everything in the next video. Then I will show you the results and we will see if this is a good or a bad idea. So, see ya.